So when 2023 came to an end, I was excited that I had crossed off everything I said I'd do photography related in that year. So I decided to make another one for 2024, and I had very exciting things in there. One of them was photograph a snake with droplets on it. Some nights after I ran, I'd go out just because I wanted to get a picture of a snake with droplets on it. I did this so much and so much, I think it kind of like became a habit of me going out after the rain to find a snake. And yeah, it did make sense because it kept me motivated and consistent. Now, recently after it rained, I went out and I didn't even have photographing a snake with droplets in mind, but I was fortunate enough to find a snake. I photographed it. I didn't even think about the droplets. For real, this night I was just out there, and it was the first night I was out in a very long time. Now, when I put the picture on a bigger screen, I discovered something that was droplets on it, and I couldn't hold the excitement, to be honest. I was very excited, and it motivated me so much that the next night I went out again, and that was something very rare for me because I had been running on zero motivation, 100% discipline lately for photography, and of course discipline greater than motivation. So yeah, I was very excited that for the first time in a long time I was able to have motivation and discipline on my side again. So the first thing that this photography goal, which I had just ticked off the list, helped me and influenced me was it brought back my motivation. It gave me motivation, and in this video I'll be telling you about photography goals, how they can help you, as well as how to set healthy photography goals. Hello, welcome back to the channel. David Joseph at ABCD David here, macro wildlife photographer from Nigeria. And before we begin, let me tell you what photography goals are. Photography goals are photography related things we hope to do, want to do before a certain period of time. Sometimes we just don't give it any time limit or whatever. It could be from maybe getting a new gear to photographing at a certain location, or maybe photographing with a certain person, maybe photographing a certain event for a brand or anything like that. It could just be anything. There's no limit to what we could want to achieve photography wise. It could even be entering into a competition. So anything goes for photography goals. For me, having these photography goals have kept me disciplined and focused. That is because I'm always having them in mind. Maybe not at all times, but most of the time I have these things in mind and I'm like, yeah, I want to do this before this, or I want to do this during this, and all of it. So it just kind of like gives me a path, a direction and all of it, and I just follow that path. Of course, I can be very flexible, and yeah, you should be very flexible with them too, but it's always something that gives us focus, discipline, direction. So that's another way that photography goals help us. Now, lately I've been very inactive at night photography due to the security issues and all of it. And how do I know this? I know this because I have photography goals, lots of them that I haven't ticked off the list, especially when I compare it to how I did last year. So photography goals have kind of like been like a form of assessment for me to know just how well, or maybe not how well, just to know how I'm doing in a particular time, or maybe at a particular photography style. So yeah, that's another way that photography goals have been able to help. And this can be an inaccurate way of taking it, because sometimes the things we planned earlier in the year and how life goes on, it could be very unpredictable and very different. Regardless, it's always something that helps us know, okay, yeah, so this is what happened and all of that. So it could be like a record keeping or record setting. No, that's not what I want to say. It could be like a report card. Yeah, especially those that are students, you should know what a report card is. So yep, that's another point. And by the way, if you haven't subbed to the channel already, please do consider subscribing. Thank you. Now, sometimes we get tired or bored of photography, or maybe even feel like we've seen it all and done it all. And this is where photography goals come into play again. I mean, when you look at your photography goals, wherever you write them down, be it on a book or be it in your phone, anywhere, and be like, oh, I haven't actually done this one, and I also haven't done this, it's going to remind you that, hey, I mean, you've not done everything, so there's no point for you to feel bored or feel like you've actually achieved it all. I don't know if anyone does that, yeah. So it's just going to be that motivation for you to get back up and get back into photography. It's going to give you a reason to keep going, because you actually want to say, yeah, I did this, I've finally been able to do this, I've finally been able to cross this off the list and all of it. So yep, that's another aspect that having photography goals can help you. Now that we know how photography goals can help, let's get to know how to set healthy photography goals, because there could be a way you actually have photography goals but they're unhealthy. So I'm going to let you know how to make the healthy one. The first step is to make it progressive. Now, when I say progressive, your photography goals should be something that helps you get to the next point of your photography journey. I mean, it shouldn't just be a random, no related kind of thing that you just put in there. Let it be something that is going to help you move from point A to point B, or from whatever point you are to the point you want to be. That's the first one. And also related to progressive, let it progress from simple to hard. Now, simple to hard in the sense that when it's simple, you'll be able to kind of like accomplish the first 2 or 3 photography goals you set, and that is going to really push you to want to do more. And you get to the point where it gets hard and you're like, okay, fine, yeah, this makes sense now. So yep, let it progress from simple to hard. I mean, that way it's more fun that way. And speaking of your photography goals progressing from simple to hard, set photography goals that are also a little bit harder for you. Don't set a photography goal that you're going to smash 50 of them in 2 weeks. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that way. You have to set something that is seemingly ahead of you, or maybe seemingly hard for you to accomplish. So that way it's going to be very fun for you. And speaking of fun, your photography goals should be there to motivate you to just be fun and all of it, not something that is going to be a prison for you, not something that will get you down or depressed when you think of the fact that you haven't really achieved it or accomplished them. So yeah, set fun photography goals. Maybe not all fun, but set things that you'll enjoy doing or that will benefit you when you finally get them done. Now, another one is to set realistic photography goals. I mean, I'm over here in Nigeria and I hardly travel, so it doesn't make sense if I'm going to say I want to photograph in Costa Rica, like right now. So that is what I mean by realistic photography goals. Set things that you know you can actually do it. Now, it's okay to have dreams and all, but don't confuse dreams with photography goals. I mean, just let them be dreams and let your goals be goals. So yeah, that's another thing. I find this one to be very important. If you are having time-based photography goals, it's very good to give yourself enough time to accomplish them. Don't just rush over it. Give yourself enough time, and maybe should the time be up and you've actually not accomplished them, don't feel bad at all. Just give yourself another chance to go at it again, and for real, you'll get it done this time. So, and even if you don't get it done, go for it again. I mean, you gave yourself the mission, and I believe you can accomplish that mission. So yep, that's it. So have you had photography goals in the past, or do you have any photography goal currently? How is it going? Have you been able to accomplish them? Is it very difficult? Let us know in the comment section, and if you have any tip related to photography goals you'd like to share, please do share it also in the comment section. Thank you so much for being a part of this week's video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you want to support me or my channel, you can do so easily via the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. So just check that out. Thank you so much, and bye. I'll see you on the next video. In the next video. I don't know which one is the right one. I just know I'll see you next time.